I know I'm late on this one. Hope you guys are all doing well. What's up, CSGO fans? You know, Complexity shocked the world just a week ago. A heroic event, right? This juggernaut of Complexity, Jason Lake, doing a great job bringing these guys all to America to compete and train out of the same facility and the same state. And showing up against Astralis was a shock to many people around the world, and the first ever outside, at the time, HLTV ranking top 30 team to ever beat Astralis in a best of 3. Also taking down Vitality in the same Blast Pro Spring Series regular season matchups. It was an impressive feat. Then within the same week, Complexity shocked the world yet again by not making their major run. They will not be at the European closed qualifier for the minor. Yes, failing to make it through either of the 4 online qualifiers of Europe, not only showcasing how hard online matchups are, but also how hard Europe is, as we've all talked about over 2 or 3 years now. I swear, every time the major comes around, I have a video either on my old channel or this channel about how hard Europe is, right? To give you guys just a quick glimpse, this is the closed qualifier for Europe, not even the minor. And here it is, guys. I believe 8 of these teams in the HLTV top 30, 6 in the top 25, 3 in the top 15 at a closed qualifier. That is unheard of. I cannot wait for the minor to narrow this down. And a few of these teams, by the way, rankings not updated. I would say a team like Dignitas is maybe a bit higher as well than their current ranking. Either way, one of the heaviest hitting closed qualifiers, not even a minor, that will be for Europe, and Complexity will not be there following the week of taking down the world's #1, and to not have them be at a major has to be a gigantic letdown, and it's pretty shocking. The team they fall to, that's going to be Smash. You know, Smash Esports picked up a new roster. Their former roster, that's going to be Michael and gang. They're off doing their own thing, so this one was still well-deserved. It was Complexity, who, by the way, hung on in a Map 2 comeback to force a Map 3 to then lose on match point. So a very, very close, back-and-forth, very streaky series to end their European closed qualifier run, and it's pretty sucky, right? It's crazy. This was a team who, for the longest time, or at least I should say the shortest time, after their announcement of going from a North American roster to a European crossover, we thought because they were based in North America, they could actually compete in the North American qualifiers, albeit I was against that. I thought it was very unfair to send this lineup against North American teams, which I will stick by, but it is all the more sucky to see a juggernaut, right? Jason Lake has invested millions of dollars into this roster to bring them to America, to pay their salaries, to, of course, open the facility and the doors to them as well. They're going to be a threat to be reckoned with, hopefully in the future, but they will not be their first major run together, or at least have a chance to make that major, which I think is entirely, it's sucky to see, but this is why it's the major, right? Is a tough process. Maybe it does draw the future question of should we have online matchups before the European closed qualifier or any closed qualifier out there. I would beg it. It's super tough to have LAN matches all the way back through this process involving so many teams. We'll see what the future does hold for Complexity, but it will not be the ESL 1 Rio Major. What are you guys' thoughts on that? And then there's some other news out there brought to us by Scope GG. I will link them down below. You know, they followed me a while back, and I had no reason to really bring them up. They're now bringing us some CSGO stats, which I love. We need more of these funny stats out there. Funny to some, and maybe interesting to others, and maybe some worrisome stuff for others as well. That's going to be a member known as Mantuu. You guys know him from the OG roster. Doing great, by the way, throughout the Blast Pro Spring Series. They actually did make finals alongside G2, and looking pretty good throughout that, sending teams like Evil Geniuses and 100 Thieves down to the Blast Pro Showdown, which is going to be a heck of a showdown, might I add. They also do qualify for their first final, that being Blast Pro, and the first big final for the team as well. But during that time, it was actually Mantuu, who, albeit played a lot of maps compared to a lot of pro players out there on this roster, as a lot of their games actually did go to map 3. Besides that, though, a record-setting 38 minutes spent inspecting his skins. And if I was an OG teammate, if I was an OG owner, I'm wondering why the heck are you pressing F this many times during a matchup, which requires you to be looking at the enemy, not looking at your own skins. Albeit it's funny, right? OG qualify, they make the finals, they do great, I would say, in most of their series, and a lot of those series very close, even the one against G2 going to map 3. But if you got a guy who, by the way, also died 4 times whilst looking at his weapons and skins, I mean, come on. Evidently, they do make it, but let's say a series out there can actually be pointed down to a round where he dies at an unintended moment where he's looking at his skins. I can see the backlash now. Maybe I'll review all these VODs out there and actually go back to when he died those 4 times. If they were crucial rounds, as a team coach, manager, some sort of management guy, you might be saying, Mantuu, young one, Young Mantuu, please stop looking at your skins. Look at the screen. But yes, some great funny stats. I will link Scope GG down below for all of you guys. What do you think about that? For the first time ever, I'm talking about CSGO pros. We've seen it plenty of times, right? Pros inspecting skins, pros swapping between weapons and knives, pros reloading at wrong moments as well and dying because of it. Now those stats will be available to us, which is going to be great to see some funny moments from that. Until next time, hope you guys all enjoy breaking down CSGO gaming esports news every single day, all day long. There's going to be tons of stuff for CSGO as well. If you guys have been following this week, it does continue. It's crazy. It's hectic. It's going to be a crazy year for CSGO on top of that, and I hope you guys all enjoy it right from this desk. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye.